Jill Donnellan, and I'm standing at the Camarillo Airport, formerly the Oxnard Air Force Base, and behind me, as you can see, is a fabulous old plane. This is the Connie Warning Star, built in 1954, and apparently has an absolutely fascinating history. Now, I don't really know much more than what I've told you, but we're going to find a gentleman to help us out, find about the exciting background and history of this plane. So, why don't you stay tuned, come with me. Well, I'm back, and as I promised you, we find someone that can tell us all about the Connie Warning Star, and you'll never guess what. I found the owner, Mr. Wayne Jones. Wayne, it's so nice of you to sit down with me and talk about this wonderful airplane.
I'm kind of proud of it.
I bet you are. I went inside and it's absolutely fascinating in there.
It's a pretty good-sized bird.
Yeah, I'll say. Now we're here at the Camarillo Airport, and in case you're wondering why we have these shades on, because we're just very hot and it's very bright. But we're going to talk a little bit about where the Camarillo Airport is situated. So Wayne, if you could help me with that to tell our viewers, that would be great.
Okay, we're in Camarillo's in Ventura County. We are located at the airport here alongside the 101 freeway, and the crossroad is Los Pozos Road, and Pleasant Valley Road. And this is an old U.S. Air Force base, and the city took it over several years ago. And I fly out of here. I have other planes, but we brought our Constellation here because there was already another one here. And the other Constellation I flew as a co-pilot on. So it got me interested in looking for another airplane.
Oh, okay, great. Now this was a plane that we saw taking off earlier, was it?
Yes, it took off for an air show in Durango, Colorado. And he'll probably be back Monday here. But that's the airplane that I flew co-pilot on a few times and got me interested in Constellations.
When I saw the plane go off with the three tails, it was absolutely magnificent in flight. It was beautiful to watch.
It looks like a dolphin.
Yeah, it does.
Flying in here.
It was beautiful.
It's a very pretty plane.
So why does the Connie Warning Star have three tails?
The plane was designed at Lockheed, and Howard Hughes had a big hand in redesigning the airplane. If they put a big tail on it, they didn't have a hangar that had a door high enough that they could put the airplane in. They put a split tails on it, and so they could get it in the hangar. And when they designed that, then they were getting a wash from the motors, so they had to raise the tail a little bit on a kind of a little lift on the fuselage. By doing that, they had to lower the nose because the gear was so tall, and it kind of gave it a dolphin look. And it turned out to be a gorgeous plane. And it was all because of the airplane hangar. It was too small. Yes, the height of it was too short. Yeah. Wayne, where did you find this plane, and what are your plans for it? Can you tell us? Well, we found the plane in Tucson. It was at the Pima Space and Air Museum, and we went and looked at it. Somebody told us there was 4 Connies over there, and when we looked at the airplane, the administrator for maintenance kind of took us around and showed the planes to us because we belong to a non-profit group. And the more we talked about the Constellations, we managed to find out that one of them might be for sale. So I went directly into the director of the museum, and in the meantime, we'd inspect the plane. Well, maybe we could get together on it. After that was done, they told us that it was for sale. So I made an offer, and we got it. Now, now we had to get it ready to fly home. This was in December of '94. And in January of '95, Bob Lyson, our project manager here, started working on the airplane to get it airworthy to bring it home. On the 15th of April, day before Easter, we flew it from Tucson to Camarillo. And that was 3 months that he spent working on the airplane, which was in very, very good shape.
And
Our plans now is to doll it up and fix it up nice and clean and put it on the air shows if we can get it going. We have to still get a license for it.
I see. Now, what did you have to go through to get this plane flying out of the museum from Tucson to Camarillo?
Well, we had to get in there and try to clean up the engines and find out if the engines were in good shape and so forth. We took a volunteer crew and started to check out the whole airframe, the motors, and clean it up. It was kind of put in storage, so it was all sealed. We had to use hot water to get the white sealant off of the airplane, because if they don't seal them up, the birds make nests in all the holes, and which there was none. But anyway, we started working on it, and we found out that the plane was in excellent shape. And we got the engines running, and they started right up without any problems. We had put new batteries in and new spark plugs. The engines were preserved beautifully. And finally, we managed to borrow some jacks from Lockheed there in Tucson so we could swing the gear. We had to check each one of the gears, so we would swing one at a time, and then we'd recycle so that we could make sure that the plane would bring its gear up when we flew it. The nose gear, we had to, probably didn't have to, but we swung it probably 4 or 5 times to make sure that when it went up, it would lock, and when it was put into down position, that it would unlock and come down and swing properly and lock in a down position. The main gears were similar. We do one at a time, and to make sure that they were locking in an up position and same way locking on a down position. Once we went through each one of them, then we'd swing all the gears at once as if it was flying. And when we were satisfied with that, then we put her back down on her shoes again, and we we pulled the plane to another area there at the museum so we could run the engines up at high speed. Once we had the engines running at Pima there and knew that they were going to be in good shape, we decided to make arrangements to pull it over to David Moffett Field so that we could do high-speed runs on the runway. The Pima Museum does not have an airport. They have to use David Moffett Field. The tractor from Pima had to pull the airplane through the large gates at the back of the museum, and there was a dry land road that run out to the highway, and then they crossed the highway. It had trees and shrubs and all kinds of desert plants on all sides of that road. But anyway, we pulled it onto Davis. The road is the same kind of road at Davis till they got us on the runway, or the taxiway. And then on the taxiway, we made arrangements with the tower that we could do some high-speed runs. And the reason for that was to see that the airplane had power, made sure that the props were properly done because we had to redo the props. The high-speed runs would also let us know if the plane's dinner and done a little bit of celebrating and come back the next morning. And we left Tucson at about approximately 10:30 and flew to Camarillo. We landed here a little after 1 and had no problems, had no squawks. The plane just flew beautiful, and I am so pleased that everything went well. plane that flew beautifully.
Oh, now you did, tell me a little bit about the journey, could you, from Arizona to Camarillo?
We left Tucson, and we had a chase plane that flew alongside of us, but we found out it couldn't keep up after about 30 minutes of flying. And also our radio navigation system wasn't working properly. We kind of got off course. So I made a 360 to the right and let the chase plane catch up, and he gave us a vector, and then we flew the rest of the way pretty close to each other on the way home. And so we flew just above the clouds, and that was beautiful. It was just a nice sight.
Oh, that must have been beautiful.
And the plane just hummed like an angel. We got to the valley, and finally the clouds kind of stopped just about 10 miles or 5 miles from Camarillo, and we started letting down coming into Camarillo, and here we are.
I notice a big dome underneath between the wings. What is that exactly?
That is a radar screen that cycles in that big dome. It's approximately 14 feet in diameter. Well, there's several stations in the aircraft. I can't tell you exactly what each station done, but each station had an assignment. And there's a camera in here also that took photos of the places that they flew over, and if there was an identified aircraft or so forth, whatever they were looking for. The long pipe that's above here is for the air conditioning to keep the radar equipment cool. The box with all the wires in it above this framework here is all the wiring that run to computers that were in this framework. These were about $2 million worth of computers in this framework that kept track of all of the information that these stations collected. The radar screens would show up the objects that if there was an aircraft in the area that they're covering, then it would show up on the screen, and then it would also be recorded in the computers.
So they had computers back then, eh?
It's a type of computer. They're a very expensive type.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the computers we have today.
No, I noticed that it wasn't digital in there. No. Pretty manual. What was the heat? What was the approximate temperature in there?
The temperature was quite warm. Most of the time, from what I understand, these airplanes were in areas that were extremely hot. And that's why the air conditioning was set up, is to keep the equipment cool, because it was so hot.
And the people could sweat, right?
Yeah,
the men had
they
to
were
deal
sweating,
with it.
yes. They also flew with even the doors and windows open on some of them.
Really?
Because it was so hot.
Wayne, what is this?
Okay, this is the navigator was navigating the aircraft. He would tell the pilots where they're at, and what's happening, and where they're going, and the fuel and so on was probably between this navigator and the flight engineer.
Wayne, what is this glass thing with the two C's?
All right, this is for the location that these two fellows back there would write backwards on the back of the glass, and then the radio men and radar people could see where the locations were and their messages and so forth. I'm not real familiar with it as yet, but I'm sure going to learn.
Oh, writing backwards, eh? That's
I
a trick.
understand that was a trait of its own.
I bet it was.
So there was two people that worked that.
That's fascinating. Oh, wait, what is this large motor on the floor? What does that do? What is
Okay,
that
that is a magnetron that actually run all the equipment back here.
Oh.
It's very powerful. There's a lot of voltage went through this. And The piece over the top here is just like a magnet. It'll draw pieces of steel to it. So there's a lot of voltage went through this to like run all this equipment.
Is that electromagnetic?
There's an electromagnetic field there, but you can't get a shock or nothing off of it. It's just to run the equipment. The cabinet on the left here that just holds radio gear for all the stations, and the one on the right here is the navigator, and then here is the galley, and this is made out of stainless steel.
Oh, they had stainless steel back then.
And we have coffee makers and stuff that plug in to this, so they always got something in. And this is a refrigerator next to it. Then across from it is the lavatory, which they needed.
Yes, after 16 hours, I think so.
And then just past that, then they have the lounge where the crew can rest, and they have a table here that they can eat their lunches and their meals. And then you got the bunks where if they want to lay down, they can rest or sleep or take naps.
Oh, this is the most fascinating part, all these dials and gadgets. This is the cockpit. I love it. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, on your right here is the flight engineer's position, and believe it or not, he does most of the flying with the engines and make sure everything is working properly with his gauges. The co-pilot on the right is an assist to the captain, who's on the left here, or the PIC, which is a pilot in command. And we've got it almost completely restored up here. Made it look like it's almost new.
New seats.
We got new covers on the seats, and it just turned out gorgeous in my book, because it looked quite rough before.
The cockpit is so tiny. It seems that when you sit down in the seat, you can't really see out that window. I guess you rely majority of the time on the gauges. And
the seats right now are low because we just put them in a little while ago, but actually there's a lever on the side that you can adjust the seat to come up a little higher. Once you're in position, you can adjust the seat for your own benefit, so you can see out, see the instruments.
How high are we up off the ground?
Oh, it's probably about a story and a half off the ground, maybe around 24 or 25 feet.
It looks pretty high. Nice view.
I never measured it, but you get used to that also.
Right.
After a few minutes of being up here.
Right. Oh, it looks fascinating up here. I'd love to fly it one day. Be in there, just be, go zooming along.
We have a kind of mysterious little thing here that's happened. In the logbooks, we have 70 plus hours that are missing. And we don't know where the plane went or what it done, or maybe there was some secret mission or something. We're really at loss. We have no idea.
Now, would the U.S. Air Force take that kind of information out if it was top secret? I suppose they wouldn't leave it hanging around.
If it was top secret, yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't want anybody to know about it. We've talked to a couple of crewmen that has flown on the airplane, and they don't seem to know anything about it. So.
And they don't. When approximately was this? What was the exact time, or do you know the approximate time period that this 70 pages disappeared? When was that?
Well, it had to be between 1976 and 79, somewhere in there.
See, what was going on then?
And, well, I don't know. I thought the Cuban crisis had a little bit to do about that time, but I have no idea.
That's fascinating. I wonder.
Maybe it was on a CIA smuggle or something. Who knows?
Ooh, that's fascinating. I wonder if we'll ever find those 70 pages.
Well, if we could once find the crew that flew it to David Moffett Field for the last time, they might know something about it. But we haven't run into anybody yet.
Well, that's a little bit of mystery. Yeah, because it was all top secret in those days.
Yes, I agree. It probably was.
But that's definitely a little mystery that, I'd sure like to unravel. I love mysteries.
It would be kind of fun to find out, but maybe there isn't meant to be.
That's true. We might not like what we see. Wayne, now that you've got the plane here in Camarillo and you're restoring it, what are your next plans on this? What do you propose to do with it?
Right now, our real main concern is to get the maintenance program into Gato, because we have to have that to get our license. We can't do no flying until we get our license. We're trying to get the airplane in nice looking because we want to put it on the air circuit for the air shows. And we want to fix it up the inside so we can show it off to people.
Do volunteers, are they working on this plane at the moment? Are they the ones that are restoring it because of their love of the aircraft?
That is correct. We've had as high as up to 14 volunteers at one time out here.
Wow.
And the only paid employee we have is Bob Lyson, who is the project manager. But yes, it's all done by volunteers.
Wayne, how would a volunteer that wants to work on this kind of aircraft get in touch with you? Is there a telephone number that you can give them?
Oh yes, gladly. Area code 805-529-1748. We have business cards out here at the airplane. If they want to come out and volunteer to work here, we're more than welcome.
It is truly magnificent.
Well, you're entirely welcome. Stay as long as you like.
Oh, I think I will. I think I'll check it out again.
All right.
Thank you, Wayne.
You're welcome. Once we get it flying, we'll give you a ride.
Oh, you've got a deal. That's wonderful. Thanks.